Hello, I'm Sabrina O'Brien from Flat Gap Elementary. I currently teach STREAM, and I am going to tell you a little about my modern classroom and how I created it and how I plan to use it within my classroom. So, my modern classroom that I created for the 2021 year was created to be taught in STREAM and in my STREAM studios because I'm currently teaching STREAM at Flat Gap Elementary. So the challenges within the classroom, I feel like, is providing differentiated instruction that meets the needs of all learners. I do provide different strategies for students, but I hope to reshape students' experience by providing new and creative ways to connect with all students. So last year was a challenge for everyone. We all had to teach virtually, and I feel like students are losing that connection between in-person learning, and students are lacking academic needs, but also social and emotional needs that they would receive in person within a classroom. So by providing a model that's virtual with the students' own teachers will allow them to feel more connected and comfortable. If teachers can personalize instruction to provide blended learning, self-paced, and mastery of skills in a model, this will allow personalized instruction to all students. And that's what I hope to do within my modern classroom. So in my ideal classroom, it supports students at their own ability level. You can use whole group, small group, individualized instruction. It's very important to meet all students. In my ideal classroom, I hope to incorporate all of the above to teach all learners. In my ideal classroom, students are self-directed and aware of what they're learning. Students may have different strategies or activities to help develop their knowledge of skills, but are all working towards mastering skills. Although some students may have different paths accomplishing this goal to master a certain skill, my classroom will allow students to reflect, grow, and become more independent learners and become classroom leaders. My classroom personalizes each student's unique learning path. Empowering students with knowledge is my main goal. Students are excited and want to learn in my classroom. I want to create an environment where all students feel a connection, feel loved, and feel comfortable learning. So with this grant, it will help me achieve my goals as an educator. I was provided an iPad, and I feel like I can use this iPad and my modern classroom within a studio in STREAM because we teach in studios. So this learning innovation grant will help me achieve my goals as an educator by providing an opportunity to grow and experience new methods of teaching. My goal as an educator is to provide instruction for all students and to be able to use differentiated within my classroom. As an educator, you should always be willing to try and experience new teaching methods or tools whenever possible. So with my modern classroom, I organized it by using the platform Google Classroom. I developed my unit and lessons within Google Classroom. And at the top, I provided a material list with the different materials that they might need within this unit to be successful. I developed a unit on weathering, erosion, and deposition. I provided several different strategies within the unit to meet the needs of all learners. So the materials and other important documents are provided at the top of my Google Classroom. I think I have a compare and contrast. I have an intro video that kind of sums up what weathering, erosion, and deposition is. I had other important like note-taking documents there if students needed those resources. So for lesson 1, I had an instructional video introducing the process that changes the earth. I provided a weathering Nearpod and a weathering quiz to check for understanding. With lesson 2 this was focused on erosion. I had an erosion video, an erosion Nearpod, and an erosion quiz. Lesson 3 was deposition. I provided a deposition video, a deposition Nearpod, and a deposition quiz to check for understanding. Lesson 4, we're looking at physical and chemical weathering. Physical and chemical weathering had an intro video. I also provided a physical chemical weathering Nearpod, and then also a compare and contrasting physical and chemical weathering document. Lesson 5 was presentations. At the end of this, students were required to use Google Slides and create a presentation on weathering, erosion, and deposition. And the last thing that we had was our mastery check. The mastery check will provide a video and a final assessment to check for student understanding. Now, if students struggle on one of the lessons, and we look at that together, they can go back and we can reassess and look at what they did not understand to move on to the mastery check. So then they would be successful throughout the whole lesson.